Perfect. All right, team. Hello, hello. How are we doing today?
Good.
Very good.
Good, good, good. Actually, I need my stretchy band. So you can have a stretchy band and some sort of a weight today. Whatever you have available. All right. So we're going to have a fun Tuesday exercise today. Please make sure you have a nice clear space to exercise in. Nothing to step on or trip over. Helpful to have sturdy footwear or bare feet, right, to limit our trips and slips. Let's make sure we've got a sturdy chair, nothing with wheels. And as always, this is your exercise class. Go at your own pace. Okay, you're here for you, and that's awesome. You are in control of the intensity. Okay. And then finally, just remember this is a recorded virtual class. Any noise on your end, we can all hear. So if there is any noise on your end, please just double check that you are muted. Okay, and then I welcome questions and comments as we go through class. All right, let's get into our breathing pattern. Just remind ourselves what we're looking for. I like to just place a hand on my belly. You're welcome to do that or not. We're going to breathe in, think about breathing down or outwards, fill up that belly. And then we are just breathing out through pursed lips. Good. We breathe in, fill up the belly. And then like we're blowing out a line of candles. Good. Breathe in. Blow out the line of candles. Breathe in. Breathe out the line of candles. Breathe in. Breathe out the line of candles. Breathe in. And out. Okay, we're going to continue that breathing pattern as best we can. So please try to stick to that pattern. But now we're going to just start slowly adding in some arm movements. So we can start with our shoulders. We're just going to roll one shoulder back at a time. Now I know the moment we start adding a bit of movement, it gets more challenging to stick to that breathing pattern. But we are just going to do our best here. So think about steadily breathing in and out as we roll the shoulders. If it helps you to time your breath, the exhale to the shoulder roll, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, you can just do a steady movement. Okay, so we're breathing in and out. Okay, now we're going to make the circle a little bit bigger and think about connecting thumb to shoulder. And we're just going to roll, draw a circle with the elbow. And we continue that steady breathing pattern. We're breathing in and out. Good work, everybody. So we've been doing some backward circles. Now we're going to circle forwards. So forwards, one at a time. Excellent. So again, keep up that steady breathing pattern. Breathing in, fill up that belly. Breathing out through pursed lips. Well done, everybody. And we're going to change up the movement in 3, 2, 1. Shake out the arms. Excellent. Okay, starting with the feet. We're going to lift the heels up and down. Again, we're sticking to that breathing pattern. So lifting the heels up and down. Now, if you're feeling very confident with this movement and being able to stick to your breathing pattern while we do it, then I'm also going to actually get you to add in some arm movements. So we're lifting and lowering our heels. And we're just going to lift one arm up at a time. So again, go at your own pace. If the full range of motion of raising your arm overhead is too much, you're welcome to bend your elbow. Okay? Go within your own capacity. Good. Keep up that steady breathing pattern. Great work, everybody. We're going to change up the arm movement and the foot movement in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we have our feet a little bit further in front of us, and instead of lifting the heels, we're going to lift the ball of the foot. So like we're tapping our feet to the beat of a song. We're lifting and lowering the toes, and the arms are just going to go out wide, one arm at a time. So can we tap our feet to the music and reach one arm out to the side at a time. Keep up that breathing pattern, team. Excellent. Well done. Great work, everybody. Keep tapping your feet. Steadily breathe in and breathe out through pursed lips. Great job. All right. We're going to change up the movement again in 3, 2, 1. And shake it out. Okay. So we've got our feet side by side. We're just going to pull one knee in across. Again, we're looking for that little bit of a stretch out the side of our leg, maybe up into our hip. Then we bring that foot back and then reach our other foot across and back out. So across, back out. How far over can you pull that leg with control? Okay, and if that's feeling quite coordinated, you're welcome to add in the arm as well. And we're doing same arm, same leg, reaching across this time. Good. Reach that arm and knee over. Steadily breathing. Great job, team. Keep up that breathing pattern. Reaching one arm at a time. And pulling that knee across. Good. All right, we're gonna change it up in 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. All right. So now what we're gonna do, a little more tricky, is we're gonna pull our feet out wide, so wider than the width of our chair, if you can. And from this position, we practiced this last day, we're going to lift up one leg and push our other foot down into the ground. So one foot pushes down, the other lifts up and then down. So we push one foot down to lift the other up and down. And we push our leg down through the foot just to provide some stability so it's easier to lift up that leg. You can have your arms straight in front of you, out the side, on your hips, across your chest, right? Whatever feels best for you. Or doing this a little bit slower. Push one leg down, lift the other leg up, and then switch. Good. So a steady, slow march. See how far apart can you get your feet? And how high up can you lift that one leg? And this is challenging for our body. We don't often try to get our legs moving from a lateral position. There we go. So just a couple more marches here. You'll really be feeling it either at the tops of your thighs, front of the hips. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Okay, so you can shake them out, come a little bit closer together. Now, we should be feeling a little bit more warmed up. And now we're going to slowly ease into some cardio. So for our cardio today, we are going to go to our regular 1 minute of work, 30 seconds of rest. Okay, and remember that goal for that 1 minute is, can you first maintain some form of movement for the full time and then gradually increase the intensity? Okay, first movement we're going to do is we're just going to lift a knee and touch across. The timer starts in 3, 2, 1. We got 1 minute. Let's go. So can we keep up our breathing pattern as we reach across to touch a lifting knee? Great job, team. There we go. Steady breathing. Right, breathe out through pursed lips. March and reach, march and reach. You've got 15 seconds left. Good work, team. Do what you can. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Now remember that recovery position to help you regain your breathing is forearms or hands over top of the legs. And then you just want to make sure your chest is up and not hunched. Okay. Keep breathing out through pursed lips, even if you're panting a little bit. Okay, and our next movement here is we're going to step out and reach across. Step out and reach across. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Step and reach across. That's it, team. Step and reach. Step and reach. 1 minute of work. Keep breathing out through pursed lips. Try to control that breathing pattern as we go. And you are already halfway there. Great job, team. Do the best that you can, some form of movement for a minute, and then you start trying to increase the intensity, right? If you can confidently move for a minute, the goal is to get yourself huffing and puffing a little bit. Got to challenge ourselves in order to improve our capacities. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Brilliant. So 30 seconds of rest. Well done, team. Woohoo! Good work. All right, our next movement is we're going to take our hands, we're going to step forward and paddle across and then come back. Step forward to paddle across and back. Step to paddle, step to paddle, step to paddle. All right, and we're going, actually I'll give you a little bit longer of a break just for sake of timing. So we'll start in 10 seconds. So I'll continue the movement so you can get used to it. But the timer has not started. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1 minute of work. So it's a paddle and step, paddle and step. Remember to think about staying up tall, so we're not allowing our back to do the work. We keep the body up tall as our leg moves. Remember what I said last day, if you have a cranky back, stepping far away from you might be irritating, so then the solution is to not step as far. Good, we're past the halfway point. Again, do what you can. Paddle, step, paddle, step, paddle, step. Well done. 10 seconds left, team. Let's see how far we can get this stepping canoe. 3, 2, 1, rest. Brilliant. So again, 30 seconds of rest. Now we've done 3 movements, and we're going to do 3 more before we move on to strength. Okay, so our next movement, team, is we're going to step forward, stretching our toes out this time, and lift up our hand. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So stretch your toes out in front of you and reach up your hand. If you want to reach both hands up to increase the intensity, you can. Right? The more limbs that are moving at a time, the more intense it is. Find your challenging but doable range. Good. We are halfway. Well done, team. Step and reach. Step and reach. There we go. Almost there. Do what you can. Challenging but doable. Great work, everybody. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Woo! Woo. Well done. Very, very well done. Got just 2 more. Do what you can. Remember, you need to take full breaths. If you feel like you're only taking a partial breath or you're gasping for air, can't catch your breath at all, shaky, these are all signs to slow it down, take a longer rest, okay? We're gonna have our feet inside our invisible box, and then we're gonna step our feet out of the invisible box and step them back in. So it's step out and in, out and in. 3, 2, 1, let's go. You can just pump your arms as we go. Remember, the higher up the sides of the box are, the more intense this is going to be. And the quicker you get your feet moving, the more intense this will be. There we go. So do what you can here. Challenging but doable. Get your arms pumping if you can. Maybe moving your feet is too hard on your back or too hard on your breathing. Well, just focus on your arms pumping. We find that challenging but doable range. Continue breathing out through pursed lips. Good work, team. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! All right, so if I'm counting correctly, which doesn't happen often, we have one last cardio interval, and then we will take a longer rest, and then we will work on our strength exercises. Catch your breath here. Even if it's that sharp, quicker exhale, it's still through pursed lips, right? Until you gradually start to slow it down. Okay, our final interval is coming up quick. All we're gonna do, start our feet out in front of us, step 1 foot back at a time, and we're gonna push and pull our arms back. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good. Pull those arms back as we step 1 foot back at a time. Maybe you need to focus on just the arms moving. Maybe you need to focus on just the legs working, right? Find your doable but challenging range. Good. Keep up that breathing pattern best you can. Great job, team. Do what you can. Keep up your breathing. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Woo! All right, team. We're going to have a much longer rest here. Give everybody a chance to recover. Maybe remember, some of you do best with a bit of active recovery, which means you need some light movement to help you recover best. So you know your bodies. Feel free to do what feels best for you. But we're also more than welcome to get just into our recovery position and catch our breath. Good. Now remember, this is the perfect time for questions. If you have any questions about the exercises so far, we are going to get into some strength exercises next. So if you have any questions regarding that, now's a great time to ask. We're going to take about 2 minutes together before we transition.
Just a quickie, Jill, this is Jim. When I'm trying to coordinate my arms, my legs don't know what's going on, and vice versa. So it's either concentrate on one or the other, but I can never combine both.
That's okay. So what I would encourage you to do, because it's challenging. It's challenging for your brain to coordinate the movements. It's challenging for your limbs to coordinate the movement. That challenge is good for you from a nervous system perspective. And by nervous system, that means your central nervous system, how your nerves work together and communicate with your brain. So it's a bit of a brain workout. Now, if you're having a really good lung day and you really want to push yourself hard, you're going to get more cardio benefit if you reduce the nervous system challenge. Meaning, if we're too focused on trying to get the coordination going, we're going to slow down the movement. So if you want more coordination benefit and you're like, yeah, I really need to work on my coordination, focus on that. Don't worry about the cardio. But if you're like, no, today I really need my cardio, my lung workout, then it's best to reduce the challenge and just focus on either the arms or the legs and make it not as coordinated so that you can push yourself a little harder. But it's just that balance. It's, yeah, coordinating the arms and legs together. That's why I make you guys do it every class, because it is challenging, but so important to maintain that central nervous system challenge for your brain and for your body.
Thank
So
you.
you're not alone. You're not alone, Jim.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Jill, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Hi, can you see me?
No. I would suspect that your video is off. So there should be right close to where you would mute yourself. There's a kind of a button next to it that says start video. And normally that's how you can start your video.
Oh,
There you go. Brilliant.
but I'm under Judy's name. I'm not
Oh,
Judy,
that's fun.
I'm Janet.
Are you using a different computer today?
No,
Oh,
I'm on my iPad like I always am.
oh, that's funny.
It's weird.
Did Judy use it? Was she logged into her Zoom?
She was here, but we didn't do any zooming. But she stayed with me, and we were playing games and doing stupid stuff, right?
That's funny. Sometimes it just logs in differently. Might be connected to your like a Google account or something like that, or Facebook. Maybe you signed in using Facebook.
Okay,
You can look into that.
I wouldn't know how. I don't mind being Judy. I don't know what she's gonna do when she signs in.
Okay.
She's
Jill,
here today, is she?
No, I don't think so. Someone else had a question?
Jill, for the last question that you had, I find that if I'm having trouble with the coordination, once I get the direction for the routine, if I close my eyes, I can concentrate better and do it properly.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. So closing your eyes is one way because now you're reducing how much information your brain's trying to process. So you
Right.
can focus a little more on just what your limbs are doing. That's a great suggestion, Bev. So if anyone's really struggling with the coordination, and again, super normal, super common, you're not alone. One way you can try closing your eyes to see if that helps. Now, if you have any issues with your balance, vertigo, things like that, I would suggest not closing your eyes. But otherwise, try that. That can be a really good, helpful tip. That's awesome. There we go. Okay. I feel like we are nice and recovered, even if you might be feeling still a little bit tired from the exercise so far. That's okay. That just means you're not going to like me for the next one, which is sit to stands with an addition. And that addition is put your feet wide apart. You're welcome to hold a weight to increase the intensity. You're welcome to do this without a weight to decrease the intensity. With feet wide apart, we're going to really focus on pushing through our feet to stand up and then sit down with slow control. Now, two things you might notice. One, it might feel more challenging for the muscles, especially the hips, to do this movement, but you also actually might notice it takes some pressure off the knees. And it takes pressure off the knees because the knees are apart, we have made it more of an advantage for our hips to do the work rather than the pressure going downwards through the knees. So you might have just learned a new way to get up if you've got cranky knees. Here we go. So that was about 5. We've got 6, down, 2, 3, up, 7, down, 2, 3, and 8, down, 2, 3, and 9, down, 2, 3. Let's see if we can do one more. 10, down, 2, 3. There we go. Woo!
Cranky knees is such a polite way of putting it.
Did this position help?
Yes, indeed.
Perfect. I'll always try to find the polite word for you, Wayne.
Doesn't help if you got cranky hips, though.
That's true. If you got cranky hips, that might have actually been a little more cranky on the hips. Potentially. Okay, so you find kind of what works best for you. And I mean, none of the movements we do are bad for anything, just on days where a part of your body is really sore. Sometimes certain exercises you want to modify that day, just because if a part of your body is so cranky, almost everything makes it more cranky. Otherwise, on good days, those movements are still good for those parts of your body. Okay. I don't believe we've done this together yet this session, meaning from the start of the fall series. But what we're going to do is we're going to put our feet right up against the leg of our chair. My foot is fully on the ground. Although if you want to prop your heel up slightly, you might feel it easier to engage. We're going to work the hamstrings, which is the underside of your thigh. And we're going to do that by Now, I say pull because it's clinically correct, anatomically correct to say pull your heels towards you, but some of you process it better as you're pushing your heels into your chair legs. Okay? But you think about bringing your feet backwards, and you should feel some tension underneath your thighs. So even if you put your hands under your thighs to where your hamstrings are, as you bring your feet back into the chair legs, you should feel those muscles tighten up. If you do feel those muscles tighten up when we do that, go ahead and just give me a thumbs up. Okay, so I think I see all thumbs up, which is great. If you have any questions as we do this, please feel free to unmute and ask. Otherwise, we're going to pull back. We're going to hold 2, 3, and then rest. Okay, so pull or push, hold, 2, 3, and then rest. Quick note, because you are in control, the harder you pull your feet in, the more intense it'll feel. If you're leaning back, it's a lot easier for you to slide your bum out of your seat. So if you're finding that to be an issue, the solution is just to lean forward instead. So lean forward to pull your heels back, and then you won't feel like you're sliding yourself out of your seat. All right, pull, hold, 2, 3. Remember to start off slowly and gradually increase the intensity. We don't want anyone dropping with a hamstring cramp, okay? And pull, hold, 2, 3, rest. 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 2 more. Pull, hold, 2, 3, rest. And last one. Pull, hold, 2, 3, and rest. Okay, you might need to shake out the legs. Might need to straighten out the legs. Okay, good work. Did everyone feel that in their hamstrings? Oh yeah, brilliant. Okay, grab your stretchy band. We're gonna put our stretchy band around our back, so the ends come forward underneath your armpits. All right, and from this position, we're going to do a chest press. So that means we're going to push our hands out in front of us and slowly bring them back. Okay, push your hands out in front of you and slowly bring them back. Good, nice control there. So push and slowly bring the hands back. Push, slowly bring the hands back. Push, slowly bring your hands back. Push. Slowly bring the hands back. Push. Slowly bring your hands back. Push. Good. With control on the way back. Great job, team. Push. And we've got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Good. You can roll your shoulders back if needed. You can either put the band to the side or just let it kind of drop behind you. Now you're going to use your weight. Good. So we're going to hold the weight by our side. And all we're going to do is we're going to lift it to the shoulder. and then press it up and then down and then slowly lower it back down. Okay, so think lift, up, down, relax. Lift, up, down, relax. Now you might find it helpful to breathe in, breathe out, because this is the most strenuous part of the exercise. Breathe in and then breathe out to reset. Okay, that might be a helpful pattern for you. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. If you find that's not a helpful pattern for you, please feel free, find what breathing pattern works best for you. Good. So you can breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. We got 4 more. 4. And 3. 2. And 1. Up, press, down, relax. Good. Now switch arms. The weight is by your side. And once again, we're lifting to press. And then lower, down, lift, up, 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 lower, down. We have 3 more. Lift, up, lower, down, lift, up, lower, down, and last one, lift, up, lower, down, and relax. Great job, team. How's everyone feeling? Good. See a couple thumbs up, which is great. 1 minute of rest, grab a sip of water, catch your breath, and then we're gonna repeat all of those strength exercises, but not the cardio. If you have any questions on those 4 exercises, please feel free to ask now while we're just catching our breath or recovering. Otherwise, please feel free to ask while we are doing them as well.
Hey, Jill, this is not quite related, but most of the time I've got this stress in my shoulders and it's always really tight. When we do these exercises, it's relieved, but within an hour after this, they'll tighten up again. Do you have any suggestions?
Is it tightening up at the front of your shoulder, more into your neck, or at the very
goes around the back? You know, like though I don't know. This seems to be where the stress is, but it's tight all the time, and it's never like right now. It's quite relieved, but it'll be back within an hour or 2. And I'm sure I'm sure it's related to my breathing. You know, because it's always a struggle.
Yeah, I would even maybe suspect, Kathy, that while you're exercising, you're really focused on pulling the shoulders back.
Yes.
And focused on your deeper breathing.
Okay.
And then as soon as we're out of exercise, it's super common for us to relax and kind of slouch back in.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that slouching is wrong, but slouching can constrict your rib cage. And as somebody who is already struggling with their breathing, right?
Yeah.
It can be helpful to more often just pull back.
Yeah.
And even laying back in a recliner, let's say, just thinking about trying to open up the arms
Yeah.
little ways when you can, because this position automatically opens up your shoulders.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, if everyone practice this with me. So 2 things. So just have your arms by your side. So everyone just take a deep breath, breathe out, and then just shake out their arms and then let them just relax. So that kind of just resets. Now I want everyone to pretend that they have a little string that's attached to their chest, and that string is just pulling you forwards a little bit. So you might notice it's not this big string that's pulling us, it's just that little string that pulls your chest forward. Now take a deep breath in, holding that string pulled position. And out. Okay, so that little movement can just open up your chest. And then everyone turn their hands so that their thumbs are pointed forward. Now hold that position and take a deep breath. And out. So just by consciously rotating our hands, it rotates your shoulder and helps open up the chest a little ways.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's fabulous. Thanks so much.
So I can always tell if I'm running around, if I'm coaching, I'll be like, man, I'm like breathing pretty heavily. I'll just go, oh, I'm just gonna put my thumbs forward and focus on my belly breathing. And then that usually brings me right back down. So the more you can get in the habit, yeah, sure, it looks fine. You don't have to close fists. You can just rotate, think about thumbs forward, and helps just open up your chest rather than here.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Other than that, I don't really have an assessment for you to give you more advice than that, but it's always
Okay.
helpful just to focus on the breath work.
Thank you.
You bet. And for anybody else that feels stiff and tight anywhere in their body, choosing to do 30 seconds of movement every hour can really help reverse some of that stiffness.
Yeah.
Any kind of movement. All right, let's go back. This is our, I didn't actually tell you this, but this is our sumo position. Feet pulled wide apart, right? Think of your sumo wrestler. And we're going to do 10 sit to stand. So we're pressing through the feet, stand up tall, and then down 2, 3. And by all means, if this feels uncomfortable for you and you much best for your body, absolutely. This is just a new variation to try. Down with control. And we've got 3. Remember, your arms can be out in front of you, to the side, holding on to something, on your hips, across your body. Again, whatever feels best for you. Down, 2, 3 with control, and up, press through the feet. Down, 2, 3, and up, press through the feet. Down, 2, 3, up, and press through the feet. 2, 3, up, and press through the feet. And we've got 2 more. Down, 2, 3, up, and press through the feet. Down, 2, 3, and last one, up, press through the feet. Excellent. And down, 2, 3, rest. Excellent, team. You can pull those feet in. And then once again, we're going to line our feet up with our chair legs, and we're going to pull our feet back into those chair legs to tighten up our hamstrings. Okay, so we're going to pull back, whatever that looks like to you. Remember, if you feel like you pull forward, you slide forward, just lean forward to counterbalance it. So you pull back, hold, 2, 3, and then rest. Pull, hold, 2, 3, and rest. Pull, hold, 2, 3, rest. Pull, hold, 2, 3, rest. And pull, hold, 2, 3, and rest. Pull, hold, 2, 3, and rest. Pull, hold, 2, 3, and rest. Remember, as we hold, do not hold your breath. Try to exhale. And pull, hold, 2, 3, rest. 2 more. Pull, hold, 2, 3, rest. And last one. Pull, hold, 2, 3, and rest. Great job, team. Awesome. All right. Grab your band. Grab your stretchy band.
Jill, was your feet on the floor or were you like sitting with your tippy toes?
Yeah, so either works. Like I said, I personally kept my heels down, but you are welcome to. I probably wouldn't be way up on your tippy toes because I feel like you would lose a lot of leverage. It still works. It just offsets your calves, so whatever's most comfortable for you. Play around with it, see which feels best for you.
Okay, thanks.
You betcha. So grab your stretchy band, put it around your back. It comes forward underneath your armpits. And then from here, we're going to push our hands forward. And then back, 2, 3. Push your hands forward. Back, 2, 3. Push your hands forward. Back, 2, 3. Push. Back, 2, 3. Push. Back, 2, 3, 5. Back, 2, 3, 6. Back, 2, 3, 7. Back, 2, 3, 8. Back, 2, 3, 9. Back, 2, 3, 10. Back, 2, 3. Rest. Awesome. Good work, team. You can grab your weight. There we go. So with our weight, team, once again, hanging by our side. And then when you feel ready, we're just going to lift up, lower, down. 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 And last one, lift up, lower, down. Switch arms. All right, and same thing. Lift up, lower, down. Lift up, lower, down. Lift up, lower, down. Lift up, lower, down, lift, up, lower, down, lift, up, lower, down, lift, up, lower, down, lift, up, lower, down, last one, lift, up, lower, and down. Relax. Put your weight to the side. Roll your shoulders back. Take out your arms and legs. All right, and it's time to stretch. Woo! All right. So again, please feel free, ask your questions, say your comments, tell your jokes, and we'll stretch together to finish off the class. So let's pull up the elbow. Great work, team.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And switch arms. Any questions from today, team?
I've got a question, Jill.
Mm-hmm.
I've had recently the shots for COVID, influenza, and RSV all in the same arm, the left arm, and it's hard to extend that arm up the way it is the right arm. Is that on account of the shots?
Typically, yeah. Was it within the last couple days?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Just because something kind of punctured the skin, right?
Yeah.
Even as small, thin a needle is. So it still just causes a little bit of inflammation and soreness there where the needle was injected.
Okay.
Yeah. So very, very common.
Ah,
And rest the arm. Let's stretch your leg out in front of you.
ah.
For anyone who's yet to get their shot, they often will say that if you put ice on, kind of within an hour of having had a shot, like any vaccine, right on the injection site, that can usually help with the kind of lingering soreness for the next couple days.
Oh.
As well as I always recommend stay hydrated, but especially after a vaccine, getting really hydrated.
Yeah.
They kind of think it has something to do with, one, it helps your body kind of flush out the inflammation from the injection site, but then it also just helps your immune system do the work.
Oh, good, thank you. Wow.
And it's
Thank you.
always important to be hydrated. Switch legs.
Oh, good.
So because Rick and I had COVID, we can't get the COVID shot, and you only have to wait 3 months now, not 6,
Mm.
to get the vaccine.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it used to be 6 months, but now it's 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're. How come you can't get the vaccine if you've had COVID?
She said,
She just asked why the wait of 3 months. One, it's the kind of time window where your body already has those antibodies,
Oh.
and because you're recovering from an illness,
Oh,
it's best to give your immune system a little bit of recovery time before we ask it to activate again.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought she meant you never get the vaccine, excuse me.
No, she said there's a 3-month time window that they recommend you take before getting it. Yeah, that kind of goes with, I mean, any illness, you want to wait until you're feeling a bit better.
Oh, yeah.
Just because your immune system's already activated and working hard. Let's go ahead and pull that leg over the shin, and then, or you can slide it up onto the thigh.
I sure asked a stupid question.
And maybe that's what some people don't know. The way vaccines work is by stimulating your immune system
Yeah.
and giving it information on how to work. So
Yeah.
sometimes people feel like vaccines don't work or didn't work for them because they got, like, it's pretty normal to get some like flu-like symptoms or sick-like symptoms after a vaccine, right? Like some people feel a little fatigued or get those muscle aches, maybe even get like kind of stuffed nose, that kind of stuff. But that's not because you're sick. Those are all just symptoms that your immune system is working, if that makes sense. Like anytime you're sick, your symptoms are not caused by a virus or bacteria. It's caused by your body trying to get rid of that stuff. And so when we look at allergies, right? How many of us have seasonal allergies, switch legs? Your body is perceiving, let's say pollen as an example. Your body thinks pollen is something it needs to get rid of. It's identified it as a threat, whether correctly or incorrectly. So then your body, you get your stuffed nose is dripping because your body's like, let's get rid of it, and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's one of those things where it kind of seems like we're saying the same thing, but it just kind of helps perspective of, sick symptoms are your body's defense mechanisms being activated. It's not necessarily the virus causing it.
Jill, since I've been doing these exercises, I've experienced more leg cramps at night when I switch. Is that common?
It is common. The best 2 things you can do to help: 1, make sure you're drinking enough water.
Yes.
Because we're increasing our temperature, might be sweating a little bit more. Muscles are getting a bit more stiffer, so that liquid, right, that water kind of helps keep things looser.
Because I do 3 bottles a day.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. So oftentimes too, like I've shown in previous blocks, like previous seasons, how to kind of release some of that tension. So a little bit more stretching, or if you have a rolling pin, like, are you feeling it more in your thighs or your calves?
My calves, and it's starting to go to the back of my hamstrings.
Yes.
New.
Yes. So you can take a rolling pin and you can massage the top of your leg, making sure not to roll your kneecap, right? You want to leave your kneecap alone, which is that little bone. You can dislocate it if you aggressively roll it, whether purposefully or accidentally. So stay just above it and massage here. And you can take the roller and again, avoid the back of the knee because that's where all the blood vessels and nerves are. But you can kind of massage out the back of the leg there, as well as your calf. So a rolling pin works awesome for kind of helping yourself massage the tension out of your muscles. But then a really simple calf stretch is you just prop your foot up. I would probably use a wall, but prop your foot up and just gently hold that stretch. You can even do it like against your weight, something a little lower. Okay, and that'll get that little bit of a stretch in your calf. Yeah, so release that tension. That'll be the biggest thing to help you.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, team. We're done for today. Maybe let's just take a deep breath together. We can breathe in, slowly out. All right. And thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your
Thanks, Jill.
Tuesday.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Jill.
Thank you, Jill.